there, buddy. A little bit of Jayson Dickson rock and roll music there. Well, I'm just going to shout my lines. I work in the theater, so I know how it works. Thumbs up.
Use your diaphragm.
From the diaphragm. No, I took that out. I use an IUD now. All right. Hey, hi, yay, Jimmy Carney, ladies and gentlemen. He makes problems. He solves problems. So welcome to the show. Jayson, welcome very much to the show. Thanks for joining us. How are you tonight?
Good, thanks.
It's really warm up here, don't you find?
Very hot.
That's what love feels like. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Jayson. Maybe some of these people don't know you. Probably everybody does because we're all actually acquainted. This is just a party that we have every week. What is it that you do here in London town?
I write, I make books, and I sell books.
Now you write, you make, and you sell books. So you're interested in books. Kind of a literary guy, right?
I like.
So you read a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's the last book that you read?
The last book that I read was what was the last book I read? It was about a bookstore. It was called The Yellow Lighted Bookshop.
Good. And did it hit home for you working in a bookstore?
Yeah, it was very familiar.
Really? Yeah. So tell me what it's like. What's the best thing about working in a bookstore for you? Despite the fact that, I mean, excluding the fact that you love books.
That you can hide.
Okay.
Yeah. You can hide from things. You can hide from work and from people.
Mm-hmm. And what's the worst thing about working in a bookstore?
A lot of people come in.
Now this is Attic Books, right? What are you talking about? Attic Books? Yeah. So, if Attic Books and City Lights had a fucking, like a cage match, who do you think would win?
It's really hard to say. I think that, well, City Lights would have a much better costume than Attic Books would have. Attic Books would probably bring in all the old school moves, like the old school pugilism. That might catch City Lights off guard. It's really hard to say.
We'd go all Matrix on your ass, Jayson.
There'd be a lot of fucking slow motion.
Just duck all your kung fu, man.
You're all about the movies these days. You don't sell any books these days. Okay, so tell me a little bit about you have like an online book service, do you not?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about that. What is it that you do with your online book service? Is it just mostly porn, or what do you sell?
Well, there's porn, of course, but there's a lot of literary materials, and I publish books, I publish little books, and so on. Yeah.
So, okay, the book publishing, that's really interesting. I think that's something that we'd all like to do if we had the money, is publish books. What sort of books are you publishing these days? Is it poetry? Is it like little chat books? What's the thing? What's your biggest thing?
It's chat books. The thing that's really exciting me these days are chat books about really obscure nonfiction subjects like pugilism or
funambulism, like perhaps?
How to build something from a forest, that kind of thing, you know? Like really obscure nonfiction.
So you're getting a lot of orders from Montana,
when people find out that
Michigan.
Yeah, and they're strange. When people find out that you publish books, they send you just get a whole lot of shit.
Oh my God! What was the best manuscript you've got so far?
I got a book of
that you refused to publish.
I got a book of poems that a guy wrote after. It's unfortunate, but it's also very funny. And I got a book of poems that a guy wrote after his wife had died, and he sat down. It is very funny. He sat down and he wrote these really heartfelt, very genuine poems straight from his heart and so on, but fucking terrible. And I couldn't publish them. But he really felt, and he hounded me for a long time because he felt that this was going to complete something for him personally. But like in all rules of taste, it would have been a crime to publish it.
All right, so you do have some standards when you're publishing.
Yeah.
What's the best-selling book you've published so far?
The best-selling book I published so far was a book on the archives of the Forest City Gallery.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, they have a lot of members, I guess, over the years. They've got a good...
a lot of members, but usually alumni. Only 5 members at any given time.
Yeah. But the alumni, they stretch back for years.
Absolutely. A lot of alienated
Where
folks.
is the Forest City Gallery these days, anyways?
It's on Richmond Street.
It's on Richmond?
Right. Okay. Not last time I checked.
Yeah. Well, that's great. People, go to the gallery. It's interesting. Okay, so you publish books. Do you publish your own work, or does someone else publish?
Someone else actually publishes my own work for me.
Well done. So who's publishing your books these days?
Book Thug in Toronto.
Are they a big publisher, little publisher?
They're little. They're basically as small.
It's just you and another guy
In
out
the
of
room.
Toronto. Yeah. Okay. So you published what? You had. Correct me if I'm right. Two published books at this point. Yeah. Your books are very interesting. I particularly like the ghost story one, the one about the ghosts. So you're a poet, and you're like a prose poet, I guess, mostly, is that what you would call yourself. What is it about poetry that appeals to you? Why are you Jayson Dickson? What happened in your life to make you a poet? What turned you into a poet instead of, say, a rock star or a porn star or a CEO of an oil company?
Well, I need to digest that. Well, I can't add, and I look really ridiculous when I fuck somebody. So that, no porn. What was the other one? Why wasn't I'm basically unemployable.
Well, I mean, you're always very well kept, so that surprises me. Really, all you need to get a job these days is a decent haircut, so I've just been growing this out. Okay, who's your favorite poet, first of all? I know that's a tough one.
Nope, I like George Trakl. He's a Hungarian German poet.
Okay, so
Austrian German.
So you enjoy his translations then?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
No,
So
I can't read it.
Right. Well, what about his translations that speak to you? What moves you about this poetry?
They're good. Just the language is really good. And people always, when they write poems, write just the silliest stuff because they think that they're being flowery and they think that they need to abstract it somehow, but it really should just be straight to the point.
Cuts to the bone.
Yeah, it sounds ridiculous, but yeah, that's what it should be.
Well, that's very interesting. So, I mean, how can the general, like I read poetry, not at all.